and exactly what that's going to do for our, community and environment and the economy.
Well, I disagree with you a little bit because I can get you the wage rates on what the installation of our panels have been up north.
Installation is different
It's
as
been-
opposed to making panels. That's what the question was earlier. That's why I'm asking that. Because we can install them, and that rate is what we make is on BEW, but the manufacturing, to my knowledge, hasn't been anything in 2 digits for that hourly salary.
Yeah, not for the employees working the factory, only for the people who are have the factory. They're the ones making the money right now. The panels are very expensive.
They're expensive, but they're not.
But they're not. They can be brought down.
It's a manufacturing job that's low scale.
Tara,
So
I'm
I'm
going
just
to
wondering
answer that
about
question
this.
because we got to patent the technology. We've got to invent the technology here. And for those of you who know anything about wind turbines and solar panels, the technology is continually evolving. So we've got to have the state-of-the-art panels and manufacture it. We've got to build them here. If we do, that's going to provide, those panels are a lot of money. They are. So if they're built here, you're going to have good paying jobs to do that. Because right now, you're right, we're having people install them on residential, commercial, but we need manufacturing jobs here. That's absolutely key. And to fill up the vacant industrial space too. But also the technology for geothermal and your wind turbines. So it's still pretty darn windy down here. So it was windy when my hair was blown around coming in here.
One more question, if you don't mind. Now, if our current lieutenant governor doesn't do anything, who is it that holds them accountable?
You.
So no one's saying anything to him? I mean,
Essentially, if you look at Brian Krolicki's record, he's been a loyal lieutenant to the worst governor in the state's history. He's essentially been locked. He's done exactly what Jim Gibbons has asked him to do. It's been a complete and total disaster. So after 3.5 years, like I said before, he decided, wow, it's election year, I better do something. I'm going to create this statewide economic development task force. Well, I'm sorry, we know what's wrong in this state. I've lived here my entire life. We've known forever we've got to diversify. And it's going to take leadership to make that happen. You talked about a hub. We could have a hub. Our proximity to California, we need to put a broadband line in statewide. Got it in southern and northern Nevada, but we got to connect it through central Nevada. Why is that important? Medical information technology, another key that we can start attracting here in our state. We've got some of the best medical institutions here. The Cleveland Clinic right around the corner is huge. Also, we have the Whittemore Peterson Institute up north for chronic fatigue syndrome and Alzheimer's. That's key. People, when they're looking at locating to an area, they look at quality health care too. And right now, with the way the Medicare payments are set up, everyone's got to start transforming into medical information technology. Why couldn't we be the central hub here in the state of Nevada? High-paying jobs too, because you'd have to have a secure facility because you're storing private information.
Just like Switch.
Correct.
Talking about hubs, this individual that was doing this central location for the E5, one of the things that he was talking about was creating a central hub here for construction, because most of our concrete comes from China, and he had connections in order to be able to bring that resource in addition to steel and other types of resources. And with, for instance, the stimulus that was supposed to take place, to be able to utilize Nevada, to utilize Las Vegas as a central hub for distributing that construction material. It would lessen the price of what it costs in order to build and have it computerized, everything like that. And we do have a lot of, we already have a lot of computer technology and setup right now, because we had been set up as a telemarketing place here in southern Nevada. And in fact, when I think it was Exxon, they had their collapse. They had a lot of their offices here, and they were doing their marketing and their billing and other things here. And that's why we could be very attractive to other places coming in. When you were we were talking about what can we do for you. The Clark County Central Committee is really starting to push forward the precinct captains. And if you're not a precinct captain right now, my only question is, why not? Get on board, let's get going, and, will you be available, for instance, for house parties? If you're gonna be down here all the time, we can set them up.
Absolutely.
They have house parties for you.
That's the
And-
lady right there. She's gonna get all embarrassed because Teresa doesn't like to be introduced. But Teresa's my guild coordinator down here and finance director.
Okay,
so.
great, because I'm gonna have a house party set up pretty soon. But the other thing is that what Clark County is doing, and we're going to be doing, we're gonna have super walks, 5 super walks starting with the ski, beginning in October 2nd, all the Saturdays in October. And when we go door to door for the GOTV, the early voting, and for November 2nd, we're going to have a master sheet with all the Democrats on the ballot, up and down the ballot.
Wonderful.
So you're gonna be on there,
Thank you.
and that's part of what we're gonna have to be able to push to get Democrats out to vote and to know who are the Democrats on the ballot.
Thank you very much.
So, I know